Hello and welcome to the sew along for the Ryann Bralette, an intermediate sewing project from Madeline's new book, Sew Lingerie. The Brooklyn Bralette, which is another project from the book, is the Intro Bralette Sewing Project. It is the you've never made a bra before, but you want to start somewhere and learn the fabrics and the trims and the elastics and all that. The Ryann Bralette is one step up from that. So it's not as easy as the Brooklyn Bralette, but if you've made it, this would be a great next project to just continue your bra making journey and learn some more tips and tricks and skills. Okay, so before we get into sewing, I want to go over what pattern pieces you should have cut out, what fabrics you should have cut out for which pattern pieces, as well as the trims needed. So there is center front bralette A, and I have it out of one layer of mesh, which is the combo fabric. Then there is the side front bralette B, which I have out of the main fabric and a lining fabric. Then there is the side bralette, which I punched a hole through that. I'm guessing it is, I don't even want to say. It is some letter in there, but it is the side back bralette. I have that cut out of the main fabric as well as lining fabric, which is stretch mesh. Then there is the center back bralette, which is pattern piece number C, and I have that cut out of just one layer of mesh, which is the combo fabric. I did want to note that in this example, the combo fabric and the lining fabric are the same, which is okay. You can do that. But you might be thinking the lining fabric looks the same as the combo fabric. Yes, that's because it is. Then there is the front bottom band and then the back bottom band. Those are also cut out of one layer of main fabric and one layer of stretch mesh, which is the lining fabric. If you are sizes extra small, small, medium, I suggest using a stretch mesh as your lining fabric. But if you are a size large, extra large, 2X, 3X, 4X, 5X, I suggest using a power knit for your lining fabrics. Now let's go over the elastic and trims needed to make the Ryann. So you have your lace trim that goes right down the center front. You have fold over elastic, which just to go over fold over elastic really quickly, there's an entire section in the book about all about elastics, but I will just quickly go over this. Fold over elastic has an indentation down the center because it folds over. There can be a shiny side and a matte side. Isn't always the case, but very common that one side is shiny and then one side is matte. Then there is picot elastic. All picot means is that there is one edge with a picot edging, which on the finished garment should be exposed. Then there is your strap elastic, which strap elastic can come in many different variations. And then you have your rings and sliders. Before we get into sewing, I want to mention that center front bralette A and center back bralette C are just one layer. And in this case, it's mesh. All the other pieces are lined with another fabric, whether that is the stretch mesh or the power knit, depending on what size you make. Now, the bottom bands, technically, it should be lined with a fabric. According to the instructions, that yes, it is recommended that it is lined with another fabric, but I will say that that is optional. If you have just like a pretty lace and you don't want a lining because you want the lace to shine through, you can definitely leave that unlined, just like center front bralette and center back bralette. Now let's get into sewing. The first step is to sew the bust darts on side front bralette B. And I just mark the dart legs and the dart point, and then you will sew it from dart leg to dart point and sew off of it and tie it in a knot. There are some great pictures in the book for that. I will also have a video of it. Then you will lay your lace trimming over your center front piece. So that is centered down the middle, and you will stitch it with a small zigzag stitch. It'll depend on what type of lace trimming that you have, but you will sew it on either ends or either edges of the lace trimming so that it is secured down. are sewn, as well as the lace trimming is attached to the center front bralette. I went ahead and I did the next step because I want to show you an alternative way to do this step that's a little bit cleaner, and I think that it's easier to see that after rather than me trying to explain it before I actually do this step. So the step is to attach the center front to the side front bralette cups. Now usually you would, or as the instructions state, you would place, let me demo on the back piece because the back piece is the same as the front. So demonstrating this on the back, since the back is the same as the front, you would take your side back bralette, right sides together for the center back bralette and seam it together. But you can also clean finish it the same way that we did in the Brooklyn bralettes, and I believe the Margot bralettes, maybe, I don't know. So to show you the difference, you can seam it, either serge it or press it to one side and do a zigzag stitch. Or you can clean finish it so that the seam allowances are encased in the seam. What's great about this is that no matter, you won't run the risk of your, what I love about this is just a really nice finish inside. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that you must do this step first if you are clean finishing it, and then fold all the pieces right side out and then sew the darts. So if you're doing it per the instructions, then you sew the bust dart and then attach the front bralette or side bralette cups to the center front. If you're clean finishing it, you attach the side bralette cups to the center front, then sew the bust darts. So to demo the clean finish method, you place the main right side of the main fabric against the right side of the center front or the center back bralette. Then you flip it over and you place the lining on top. And then you sew through all layers, straight stitch, quarter inch seam allowance, back stitch at beginning to end. So the next step is to attach the side front and side back bralette to the center front or the center back bralette, either using the method that's described in the book or the clean finish method. Side front bralette sewn to center front bralette and the side back bralette sewn to the center back. I went ahead and I sewed the side seams as well. That is the last step for this video. In the next video, we will sew the bottom band and do the elastics and the strapping.